It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Hey.
Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anastasia Palacios.
Good morning, TGIF to you. I'm Philip Simon.
And of course, we're very happy to be back with you on this Friday. Looking forward to a fun-filled show. We hope that you enjoyed the week.
Zipping by, Star. You know, we said it on Monday. It's the end of June. July is right around the corner. It's next week. And, the world is changing. We look as though we're making some progress towards normalcy. Not quite sure. I mean, as it relates to COVID, just so many variables and unknowns still out there, but it's a different type of vibe that I'm feeling. Some of it good, some of it not so good, as we see even locally.
Yeah, indeed. Of course, thinking and extending prayers and thoughts to those who would have lost families in that building collapse in Miami. I think that has been on a lot of people's radar. And so many of us visit Miami so frequently, it's just like a second home to us. And never really seeing those sorts of numbers disappearing. And so we're just hopeful that more people will still be found alive. But certainly some challenging times there. And then been learning a lot more about this Delta variant of COVID, which has lots of people concerned because it spread so quickly. And so we want to encourage people, even as the energy shifts and the atmosphere shifts, and there's been some extensions to the curfew, and those who are vaccinated are allowed to gather. We really want you to still protect yourselves, to still be responsible, because so many things can change so quickly.
Yeah, no doubt. Certainly, I think we can see, even as we continue to debate the budget and move into a new cycle, as it relates to tourism, business is picking up, no doubt about it. I mean, you can literally see the changes that are happening, the people that are coming, the home porting that is very active right now, the airport as well, congested, the hotels seem to be full. And we have to continue to pray. That's all I'm going to say on that, because it doesn't necessarily mean that we're out of the woods, even though we have some challenges to address. It's probably better to have these types of challenges than to not have any at all, right?
Indeed. It's what they call a good problem. We've seen in terms of Bahamas Air, those bookings and the Royal Caribbean passengers. So, of course, we will talk more about that, I'm sure, as the months go on and as the economy rebounds, as we continue to have our Business Outlook series. But for today's show, we've got a great lineup for you. We're actually going to be talking with quite a few people, Phil. Who do we have coming up this morning?
Well, we have the Royal Bahamas Police Force is here to warn us about a series of romance scam, Star. Yep, it's happening locally as well as internationally. Dr. Barrington Brennan is also here to discuss male mental health. We've been talking about this all month long.
All right, looking forward to that conversation with Dr. Brennan. He's always so good. We're also going to be finding out more about the Bahamas National Swimming Championships that are happening this weekend. And so we all of that ahead for you, and some more on what you can be getting from Bristol wines. Before we get into any of it, though, we're going to take a first look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Star. Good morning, Bahamas. In your first look at weather at sunrise, we have a moist and unstable air mass that will continue to support pockets of unsettled weather, mainly across the extreme northwest Bahama, Grand Bahama, Albuquerque, Bimini, the Berries. High pressure dominates the remainder of the islands. Today, variable cloudiness, hot and humid, with a few scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms across the extreme northwest Bahamas, Partly sunny, hot and humid, a chance of a couple of showers. Elsewhere, high temperature 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, mostly cloudy and warm with a few showers, isolated thunderstorms across the extreme north Bahamas. Fair skies with warm temperatures, still muggy over the central and southeastern islands. Your low temperature going down to 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean. Barbados 81 and 77. In Jamaica 83 and 71. In Trinidad 85 and 75. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 89 and 76. Across North America, Atlanta 82 and 68. In Raleigh 81 and 61. In Miami 89 and 78. Dallas, Texas 95 and 79. And Toronto, Canada 77 and 69. As you go to the weekend, that moist and stable mass will continue to support showers and thunderstorms across the northwest Bahamas, high pressure across the remainder of the islands. So, variable cloudiness, still hot, still humid, with scattered showers, isolated thunderstorms over the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny, warm over the central and southeastern islands. Though temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to lower 90s daytime, and the mid to upper 70s at nighttime. That puts her up on your first look at the weather at sunrise. I've got to go inside. Back to you, Phil.
Thank you very much, Godfrey. Of course, looking forward to a beautiful day and an even better weekend. The Royal Bahamas Police Force is advising members of the public to be cautious when communicating with persons online to avoid being caught up in a romance scam. Here to tell us more about that is Chief Superintendent Matthew Edgecombe. Good morning, sir. Welcome back to the show.
Good morning, Simon. I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come on your show to bring this important information to the public, to warn them of such scams.
Yep.
Recently, in the Financial Crime Investigation Branch, we have been seeing a number of persons reporting that they have been defrauded by persons who they thought may have been in love with them or want to start a relationship with them. And normally what happens is that they receive a email or a text on social media from somebody. But it's important to know that this don't happen overnight. They build up a relationship with you, they build up a trust with you. And some people may say, why would someone do that? I don't know, I can't answer that question because every individual is different. I don't know what processes they have in their mindset.
Right.
I want to bring it to the public because I feel it's getting more and more now.
Mm-hmm.
Persons are being reporting that they are losing funds.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And if when it would come to the police, I know many go unrecorded. So we don't know how much this is happening because people feel ashamed or they feel embarrassed by it. But what happens really is you will receive just like a Samsung text, right?
Yeah.
That you might get your phone every day, right?
Right.
And person say hi, say hello to you, and you start to build up a relationship. You talk to them daily.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it don't happen overnight. And somehow along those lines or those conversations you'll be having, you build up a trust in the person, and then the person will tell you, well, start a relationship. You know how a relationship starts, right?
Yeah. And this is mostly online, right? I mean, this is all
online.
Okay.
Romance scams was happening a long time ago.
Well, that's true.
From the Bible days, I guess.
Yeah.
With Samson. But recently, I know the pandemic forced everybody to go online. All right. And you have people online who never really was forced to go online because of the pandemic. And they befriend these people, I call them fraudsters, they're crooks. They befriend people. And somehow during those conversations, like I said, they build up a relationship and they start asking, they don't ask you for money per se. I saw some incidents where persons promise them a gift. Person will show them various gifts and say, I want to send them to you in the Bahamas. But you need to send some money to me to get it, just to pay for the customs.
I tell you what, Chief Superintendent, it almost sounds frivolous. It doesn't even sound as though somebody could get set up like this. online? I mean, how prevalent is this? And then where's the crime actually committed if somebody ends up voluntarily giving their money away or buying gifts?
We look at it under the penal code as fraud. Relationship with a sham.
Okay.
They only do it to get your monies from you.
Okay.
That's why we want to warn the public to be careful on who you give information to social media, especially your personal information, like bank account numbers and other personal information. So once you give out your bank account to somebody, they could use that bank account for many, many reasons. All right. And sometimes people find out that people use their bank accounts and take money off their bank accounts. So what I'm saying to you is that people will get your bank account to say that they want to put some money into your bank account. Okay, and you trust the person, because after a while you trust the person and you say, well, this is somebody I want to really build up a relationship with, who I want to marry. Some people promise you marriage.
Oh.
We know, for instance, a guy was saying that he was coming to the Bahamas and he was going to marry this person, and the person really believed it.
So it's both ways. It's
men and women. Yes, not only women, but men and women.
It's a particular profile, either on both sides, whether the perpetrator or the victim, how are these connections, made per se?
Well, I would say this, and from what we have seen in our investigations from the past, we put a lot of stuff up on social media, a lot of information we put up on social media about ourselves, where we work, what we do, and other stuff, right? And people look at that information and they take that and they use it for their advantage. So I think these fraudsters, they search the social media platform, they see persons, they know their ages, they know everything about them, and that's what they target. And they know they have monies.
Yeah.
So if you look at their work position, that's what they do. They target you.
Or things that you might be posting online about what you got.
Yes, and
where you live and how
you put up your houses, your cars.
Yeah.
You put up your houses, your car, your pool. They're the kind of thing that people want.
Yeah.
And they target you. Sometimes people put up information about, I just retired from my job, and certain things you put up. You be careful what you put up on it. Okay. Yeah. But I just want the public to know, though, it's nothing to be ashamed of. All right, it could happen to me. It could happen to you. All right. Just be careful, and you need to talk to your family members, talk to somebody about it. Sometimes you might feel that, people can laugh at me. Don't be ashamed. Like I said, there's only some of the matters that are reported to my area. Some matters are not unreported. But I feel that I have to bring it to the public attention, because I've been saying too much of it now. I'm just trying to put a hole in the warn the public about it. All right, to stop it from happening.
So is there a special number outside of the emergency numbers that people can call, or who do they speak to if they feel as if they've been a victim?
Well, if sometimes people might want to be anonymous, so we can always call our TIPS line, which is 328 TIPS, which is really 328-8477. My office numbers are 356-6019 or 356-6027, or you call 919 police control room and they will direct you to us.
Right.
That's very important.
Okay.
They will tell us that we will come and sit down and talk with you. We come and we sit down and talk about it.
Yeah.
Try to put a stop. But in many of these occasions, we find that the monies will be sent out of country.
Okay.
Don't stay in country, be sent out of the country. So we have our international partners assist us through Interpol to try our best to try to recover those funds.
Any final words do you say to the Bahamian populace with regards to this or any matter of scam?
What I want to say to the Bahamian public is that the police are there to help you and to assist you in any which way we can. And give us a call. Go to any friendly police station, give them a call, they will call us. Or you come in, sit down and talk with us, call me. I will try my best to assist you. And like I said, don't be ashamed. And just to warn the public again, please be careful of what you put on social media. Okay, my office is located on Nassau Street, Nassau Street North, Financial Crime Investigation Branch.
Okay.
Financial Crimes Investigation Branch. You come there, But if I give you the phone numbers already, and you could just call us or call 919. That's police control room. They'll give out. They have our numbers also. Thank you again so much for all your assistance. Thank you so much for all your for allowing me to come on your show, and I hope this helped the public.
Very helpful, very helpful. Thank you so much. A lot of good information there. Chief Superintendent Matthew Edgecombe. Talk again soon, sir.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
First, it's more than just our name, more than just our achievements. It's our nature, and it's where we put our customers. At Bahamas First, we've refreshed our look, but our nature remains the same. We design insurance solutions that protect our customers from life's uncertainties, whatever they may be. We equip you for the future so that you can recover stronger. Bahamas First, what's first for you comes first for us.
The Bahamas and the world has been waging the war against COVID-19 for over a year now. In that time, much of our daily life has been irreversibly changed by lockdowns, job losses, and deaths in our families. As facial masking, hand sanitizing, and social distancing have become the new norm, the team at Doctors Hospital applauds the Bahamian public for doing your part to control and contain the spread of the COVID-19 virus. It is time to take the fight a step further. With the COVID-19 vaccine now available, we encourage Bahamians to continue the fight and do your part in getting vaccinated. Please continue to be vigilant, wear a mask, and social distance. For more information on the COVID-19 vaccine, visit www.doctorshosp.com. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
Today we're here at Premier Crew and we're going to learn about a great experience where you can enjoy fabulous food prepared by a chef and also have that paired with exquisite wines from Bristol Wines. Here to talk with us about that today are Chef Frederick Ramming, chef and owner of Ready Set Go Tasting, and back with us again is Kyle Stubbs, wine manager and sommelier at Bristol Wines. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning, thank you.
Yeah, you're a wine manner, right? You man the wine, right? Chef, tell us, what is Ready, Set, Go?
Ready, Set, Go is all about the mobile experience. So we're all about creating intimate and private events for people, for groups of up to 2 to 3, whether it's an intimate picnic, an at-home affair for 20, and so forth.
That sounds perfect, because I've seen in this COVID era now that the smaller, more intimate dinner parties have become more popular, and I'm sure that you've seen lots of persons reaching out to you for that type of experience. It sounds very interesting to me. So what kind of foods do you offer in addition to your, now you have to help me with this word, charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Yes.
It's French for meat platter.
Okay.
And I offer 3 to 5 4-course meals. And those can either go for 2 to 20 people. So yeah, mostly boards and foods catered to around what you're interested in.
All right.
Yes.
So if I wanted to have myself a Cuban pig roast, a backyard barbecue, some French cuisine, you can cover all of that.
Yes.
That sounds like Ready, Set, Go. Name what it is you need. So Kyle, my sommelier, tell us, is this a great way to deliver a wine experience, pairing it with fabulous food prepared by a great chef?
This is a super way. I think when you put food and wine together, it provides a different experience. Food on itself from an exceptional chef, that's another level. Wine from an exceptional distributor at Bristol's, that's another level. But putting them two together, we're talking about an experience that you can't get no other way.
Yeah, because you always hear about wine being paired with certain foods and it bringing out the elements of the wine that are fantastic, but also the elements of the food. So chef, tell us what wines here at Bristol do you commonly recommend or introduce to your clients?
I usually start them off with something kind of simple, mostly the German Riesling that is presented over here. And with that Riesling, it's like a very easy entry-level wine because it's slightly sweet, not dry. And then you introduce them to something with a little more fruit and body. You go to the Beaujolais Reds or the Shiraz Rion.
Oh, right. I don't think I've had any of those. I think my selection is Mother Pratten down, right? So, Kyle, tell us, can a good wine's enjoyment be lessened by poor food pairing or poor food choices?
Most definitely. There are some standards when we get to food and wine pairing, and these standards are literally because when you go against them, the experience is just unfavorable, right? So we talk about spice and sweets, and so Chef here mentioned about the German Rieslings. We bring a little bit of sweetness to tame the level of spice or heat on the palate. We bring some wines that have acid components. So we like to pair those with food that has acid in it as well. Acid cancels out acid, and so all of the other flavors express themselves, kind of thing. We go contrary to that. You bring a nice big spicy Shiraz from Australia on the side of a nice spicy dish, then we're distorting the palate, kind of thing. And then we're going to say, oh, the food isn't as good or the wine is a little flabby. Right. Well, actually, if we came to the table with a concrete pairing, that experience just takes us to the next level.
My mouth started to water. I don't know if it was talking about the food or the wine, but just tell us, as a sommelier, how do you work along with chefs just to make sure that, as you said, your wine is being promoted and that the chef's experience is also being enhanced by your product?
That's an awesome question. That's one of the things since I moved back home is to work hand in hand with Bahamian chefs. I was trained in the wine business by a chef who was also in the wine business, a certified somm. And so for me coming back home with a little bit of culinary background as well, it's how can I assist the Fredericks with elevating a culture where we bring wine to the table to provide an experience as opposed to take care of a bad day at work, kind of thing.
Exactly, exactly. Because nothing to make your day a little bit better than a good glass of wine and a good plate of food, right? So chef, tell us about what we have on this platter here and how this pairs with the wine selections that we have on display.
Okay. What you have in front of you is a charcuterie board, and it's an array of fruit, cheeses, and meats, and sometimes crackers. For what you have in front of you is a traditional orange, papaya, strawberry, and the cherry tomatoes. You want to either focus or play around with the acids of it, and you want to try to stay in the lanes of either whites or a lighter body reds. What you have in front of you would go well with either the Petit Chablis or the Sauvignon Blanc. And you go a little further into the funkier blue cheese, the mild cheddar, and the blueberry goat cheese. You'll find that even the whites will pair well with it, but you could kind of play a little bit with the Shiraz Penfolds. I love that because it has very, as he said, spicy notes to it, but it has spicy cherry notes to it, very untraditional. And when you go to the Capricicola, the Genoa salami, and the smoked salmon, you kind of want to focus back to the whites and kind of stay around with that. And you could kind of play around with the the Cabernet Sauvignon, because it kind of it allows a bit of the fatty nature of the cured meats to kind of have play, but also letting the bold nature of the Cabernet to kind of take center stage.
Wow, just now at the end, I could hear that I'm hungry. Sorry, I'm hungry now. So Kyle, tell us a little bit about your Bristol locations and how persons can find out a little bit more about wine and wine pairings.
Most definitely. So we do this nice stuff here at Premier Cru, but the majority of wines in our portfolio is available at all of our Bristol stores. So here in Nassau, we're at Blake Road. We're also here at the top of the hill on Gladstone Road, at the foot of the bridge, and then we're in Southwest Plaza. In Freeport, we have one store in Freeport, and we have a store in Exuma. Then we're in Governor's Harbor and Cupid's Key. We're also in Harbor Island. And that's it for us right now.
Right now. Well, that sounds like a lot of locations for people to find great wine selections. And Chef, how can people reach you to book their own Ready, Set, Go experience?
They can contact they can use all my contacts, i.e. my phone numbers or the Facebook or Instagram. Instagram is Ready, Set, Go Tasting, and Facebook is, I think, just Ready, Set, Go.
Good. Now, before we go, let's run through it again because a lot of these wines I haven't heard before. As I said, I am Mother Pratt and Lua. So explain to me what we have here and just briefly what are the flavors and the notes of the wines.
Super. So we're going to get started here on the white side. We have a nice Petit Chablis. That's just an unoaked interpretation of Chardonnay. Okay. It shows good fruit character and it brings a little bit of minerality and acid. The chef here spoke about the acid component, how important that is with pairing. We move across to a nice Marlborough New Zealand Sauvignon Blanc, the Crossings. This is just an awesome, easy drinking. Chef didn't bring any seafood on his charcuterie today, but again, he spoke about the acid and the salinity inside some of the cheeses and meats. So the Sauvignon Blanc is going to perform well. Bellicosa Cabernet, awesome. It just speaks about something beautiful. But this is a big, bold in flavor, but still soft and approachable. Right. Still has all of the Cabernet characteristics, and we spoke about the fattiness inside the meat. We want the tannin structure inside this wine to sit on the side of that fattiness so we could enjoy all of the flavor in the meat. We have here a nice Mosel Riesling, so bring a little bit of sweetness too. Again, depending on what we're enjoying, spice and heat levels, we want to be able to tame that so we can enjoy the flavors. Right. So we bring a little bit of sweetness, then a soft but fruit-driven Pinot Noir, Bowen Pinot Noir from California, and then we couldn't have a charcuterie and wine pairing without a nice Shiraz. So we have a Shiraz Cabernet blend, so again bringing that Cabernet structure to the wine, those deep spice and cherry flavors that we spoke about, and then Penfolds is just a solid brand.
Perfect. Kyle, that was a great explanation. Out of all that, I heard the one that sounds most like me. Bold and flavorful, but soft and approachable. I think that's what it was. I like that one. All right, but guys, I'd like to thank you for joining us in Bahamas at Sunrise this morning. This has been a great experience here at Premier Crew, hanging out with Chef Frederick Ramming at Ready, Set, Go, and Kyle Stubbs, wine manager and sommelier at Bristol Wines. Thank you again, gentlemen.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Thank you, man.
You join us in Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
The sports we play depend on the health we build. So let's stay healthy. Wear a mask and practice social distancing and hand washing to protect yourself and others. Remember, COVID-19 is not a game.
A public service message from the Bahamas Olympic Committee.
Our world has changed. Many businesses have been closed for months with little or no access to their customers until now. Rev Media can help you remain connected to your customers. Our trusted customized advertising packages and personalized consultants will provide your business with immeasurable support during this challenging time. Your customers are already watching. Rev Media can help you to remain connected. Call us today. Let us help you.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're at the halfway point of what we hope is a fantastic Friday for you. I am Anna Starcia Palacios.
I'm Philip Simon Starr. Talking with Chief Superintendent Edgecombe just now about romance scams. I'm thinking, who got time for that? But apparently a lot of people do, right?
Oh, Phil, you and I get to speak from a place of privilege because we are married and in committed relationships. And so, we spend more time trying to make sure that those relationships and marriages stay happy and are working than we have to worrying about not having them, right? And so there are so many people that are really lonely, Phil, and are looking for companionship, even if it's not the romance that produces children or anything like that. They want someone to be there for them. And so I'm not surprised by this. I know that there are many people who are just looking for love. And unfortunately, people take advantage of that. And so it's really sad because there are some genuinely good people out there. And so to have to keep your guard up in this changing environment with so many things online now, it really, it's sad. So I'm glad that he came on and was able to just share some words of wisdom with how we try to prevent this.
Well, like I asked him, when does it become a crime? I mean, I'm not advocating, that people get taken advantage of, but when does it become a crime? Because it sounds as though it's a relationship, it's voluntary. I mean, it's not the right relationship. Anyway, that's weird.
Yeah, I think the crime comes in when this person has and so all of a sudden your credit card statements have changed, or well, Phil, under certain pretense, it's fraud, right? And so fraud exists in multiple ways, and it's defined by the law, which is why he could speak to it. And so if a company, for example, is asking you to give them your credit card because they're going to make a purchase, say for your school's education, your child's education, and you say, okay, you give it to them under that context, and they then use it to buy a car, that's fraud, right? I've given you something under one understanding, and this is what you've done differently. And so in a similar way, I might have given this to you voluntarily, but if you took it and did something with it that you should not have done based on false pretenses, now we have a problem. So I think one of the things that we want to do is be empathetic. And so I'm glad that we were able to bring this to the show. Certainly we want people to be wise in their decision making, but we know that the way the brain works, it's not as simple as that. So some empathy, I think, is needed, Phil.
Yeah, and no doubt, and a little bit of wisdom, right? I mean, that whole social media posting all the information, everything that you're doing, you got to be careful with that, because he's right, people are watching. Well, anyway, we've got more to come in the second half of the show. We have Dr. Barrington Brennan. He's going to be here to discuss mental health issues affecting men. This might be one of them.
It might be indeed. We're also going to be talking with the Bahamas National Swimming Championships. Those are happening this weekend. Before we get to it, though, we're going to take a second look at weather with Godfrey Burnside.
Weather at Sunrise, brought to you by Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
Thank you, Star, and good morning, Bahamas. In your second look at weather at sunrise, your tropical weather outlook, we do have a strong tropical wave located over the far eastern Atlantic off the African coast. It's being monitored for possible development over the next week. The system presently has a low chance, 30% chance of development over the next 5 days. Elsewhere, tropical storm formation expected during the next 5 days. On the local scene, a moist and unstable air mass will continue to support pockets of unsettled weather, especially across the extreme northwest Bahamas. High pressure will dominate the remainder of the islands. In your marine forecast, today through Sunday, those winds easterly at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, but those winds and seas will be locally higher in the heavier showers or thunderstorms. Your tides, you can expect a high tide at 8:49 this morning. Next low tide will be at 2:54 this afternoon. High gain tonight at 9 to 21. Sunset, 8:01 this evening. Rises 6:22. UV index 8. Your water temperature 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase, full moon. Your external look, moist and stable air mass will continue to support showers over the extreme northwest Bahamas and parts of the northwest Bahamas, partly sunny elsewhere. And those temperature daytime will be in the upper 80s to low 90s daytime and the mid to upper 70s at nighttime. That puts a wrap on your phone because weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Star.
Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Thank you so much for that information, Godfrey. I'm really excited about sharing this upcoming information with you. The 49th Bahamas National Swimming Championships are happening this weekend, June 24th to June 27th, at the Betty Kelly Kenning National Swim Complex. And here to tell us more about it, we're very happy to welcome my brother, Algernon Cargill. He's the president and co-meet director of Bahamas Aquatics. Good morning, Mr. Cargill, and welcome to Bahamas and Sunrise.
Thank you, Anastasia, and welcome too.
And
My
so
pleasure
let's
to
let's
be here.
yeah, it's our pleasure to have you with us. I saw that the swimming actually got started yesterday. I've been seeing some of my friends post pictures of their kids who are competing. But it must be a little different because I don't think you can have like so many people coming into the stands to celebrate and cheer them on. So how was the event different due to COVID-19?
Yeah, this year is very different than previous years. Let me say at the very beginning that we have the approval from the Ministry of Health to hold these national championships. We had to actually make an application, submit our COVID protocols, implement very strict social distancing guidelines to ensure that this is not a super spreader event. And one of the key things we had to do was to not invite spectators to the stand. And that was challenging for us because everyone knows that the vibrancy, the music, the cheering, the team spirit, all of these attributes are always present at our national championships. This year is different. We have no stands, but what also is positively different is that we have international swimmers. We have about 100 international swimmers competing at our national championships for a spot on their country's Olympic teams, as we have our own Bahamians here competing for a spot to compete for Team Bahamas in Tokyo in 2021.
Oh, that's very exciting. So congratulations to all of you. I'm sure that was not an easy feat to achieve, but it's exciting to know that this is going to be an Olympic qualifier event, not just for the Bahamas, but for many international communities. So what are the various races that will be happening this year?
Well, for example, we had an outstanding race last night in the 100-meter butterfly. Young Nigel Forbes from Grand Bahama, his time was so outstanding that he was more outstanding than the 18 and over boys. That speaks to the contribution that the young swimmers are making to the success of the program. Equally as important, so far, Mako Aquatics, the defending champions, the last time the championships were held in 2019, are out front by approximately 78 points. They are strongly challenged by the Barracuda Swim Club. Barracuda Swim Club has a long legacy of championships at our national championships, and they expected to compete very strongly. So what we look for is which swimmers are standing out, particularly in planning for our Carifta championships that hopefully will be held again in 2022. This year, for the second year in a row, because of COVID. With the improvements many of our Caribbean countries, we expect Carifta to return to Barbados next year, and the Bahamas will then go after its four-peat. In the previous Carifta championships, the Bahamas won 3 successive Carifta championships, or 5 out of the last 7 or 6 years. And this has never happened before with any country. And the Bahamas is poised to actually repeat as Carifta champions in 2022 when we hold again, mostly because of the success of our national championships.
Excellent. Congratulations to all the team that's working to make that happen, Mr. Cargill. You know, how do you think these swimmers and you as an organization and these clubs, how have you guys been able to manage the pandemic and still come out and have a successful championships this year?
That's a great question. First off, we have a team, what we call a COVID-19 protocol team, that was initially led by Mansa Roberts. Is now led by Felice Davis Aubrey. And we have this team consulting with medical professionals in the swimming community. And because we have parents, medical doctors, nurses, etc., they contribute to the success of implementing our protocols. We also have a team of COVID-19 ambassadors from the Federation that are every swim meet and during practice sessions to ensure that we follow the social distancing guidelines as well as all of the COVID-19 protocols. We also have the Ministry of Health on site at our national championships to ensure that we are adhering to the COVID-19 protocols that we have developed and actually implemented. We've developed a video that our swimmers have to follow. It exemplifies visually the requirements to compete at nationals or the requirements for use of the facility. And what we've done is put a lot of hours in actually developing the COVID-19 protocols because our goal was to find a safe way to return to competition in the first instance, because in the second instance, swimming is really positive for our swimmers and our athletes. It's a positive outlet. It takes them away from the video games, and it also prepares them for colleges and universities. And we have swimmers who are actually looking to improve their times in order to secure larger amounts of scholarships during the next academic cycle.
Excellent, excellent. So tell me now, Mr. Cargill, so many people are excited because the Olympic Games will be taking place this year, in spite of the pandemic. And so do you think we're going to have any of our swimmers qualify for the Olympics?
Absolutely. We had Isaac Bastian last evening, who came just shy of the Olympic qualifying event in the 200-meter breaststroke. He set a national record last night, and he's looking to repeat that swim today, and hopefully he will achieve the Olympic qualifying time. Absent from this year's championship is Joanna Evans. She is already an Olympic qualifier who will be in Tokyo. She applied and was granted an exemption or buy from the federation to compete in these national championships as she prepares for Tokyo 2020. But we expect to have more qualifiers, not only from our local Bahamians, but certainly from our international swimmers who are here. Some of these swimmers are tall as 6'7", 6'8". You would think that they're basketball players. They're so tall. And they look at the organization of our meet, the historical success of our championships, and the fact that FINA recognizes the times at this meet as a qualifying championship for entry to Tokyo 2020. As you may know, Anastasia, I sit on the FINA Bureau, which I'm one of 22 persons in the world to represent the Americas on the FINA Bureau. That is the governing body of aquatic sports for the world. And I'm glad that the Bahamas has a seat at the table, and it certainly paves the way in us being able to organize these successful global meets here in Nassau. And certainly it's a boost for tourism. To have so many athletes coming here to compete. Look at the Bahamas as a competition country, one that is highly regulated, not only in terms of the entry requirements, but certainly in terms of how a meet can be run and run safely. And they can hopefully qualify to compete in the Olympic Games.
Congratulations, Mr. Cargill. I mean, one for the seat at FINA, but also for just being able to pull this off. I don't want to underestimate that, what it's taken, even just from a travel perspective, to make that happen, and then to see it done in such excellence. So how can we tune in? Because, you know, we're going to be able to hopefully see the Tokyo Games televised. We're not able to come into the stands, enjoy the music, cheer our people on here locally. But will it be televised at all?
Yes, the championships are being televised live on Cable 12. Again, special thanks to our sponsor, Cable 12. They've been broadcasting this event free of charge to the Federation for more than 15 years. And we're very appreciative of all of the support we receive, not only from Cable 12, but all of our corporate sponsors. Subway Bahamas, for example, they are a gold sponsor, and they have contributed significantly to the championships over the years. Royal Bank is a perennial sponsor for our championships. This year, they're sponsoring the Academic All Bahamian Awards, where we award annually more than 100 swimmers who have GPAs of 3.5 and above. And what this really tells us is that we have swimmers who are doing well in the classroom and well in the pool. And we recognize these swimmers for their academic excellence. And what our research has shown is that there's a strong correlation, positive correlation between doing well in school and doing well in swimming. And that's why we stress academic performance. And our teams are doing a very good job in ensuring that our swimmers live a balanced life.
Excellent, excellent. Well, Mr. Cargill, thank you so much for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. I think, reinvigorated, especially as independence comes, just to see the spirit of excellence that's being displayed by you and your team. I'm excited for the swimmers. I know several of the young swimmers that are competing this weekend, and they look forward to this championship so much. And we're really sad when they couldn't do it last year. And so it's just a joy to be able to see this come off, especially as we get prepared for the Olympics, and to see the Bahamas take center stage in an international capacity by bringing in so many of the other teams from around the world to compete here. So congratulations again to you and your team, and we wish you all the best for the weekend.
Thank you very much. And Bahamas, you can also tune in on our Facebook page, Bahamas Aquatics, as well as our YouTube page, and Cable 12's Facebook page in order to watch these championships.
And what time do they get started today?
Evening at 6 p.m., except for Sunday, that's at 5 p.m. The championships are 4 days. Last time was the first day. There are 3 more days of competition starting this morning at 9 a.m. And then the evening sessions are at 6 p.m. And thanks again to Cable 12. Excellent job in being a sponsor for this meet.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cargill. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
Welcome.
Doctors Hospital is proud to introduce the Loyalty Advantage membership program. or LAMP. LAMP offers medical service discounts to new and existing doctors' hospital patients. With membership starting as low as $20 per month, LAMP benefits include fee waivers for insured patients, discounts on inpatient and outpatient services, access to free imaging services, and much more. For a full list of benefits or to sign up for LAMP, visit doctorshos.com/LAMP. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now. Isn't your health worth it?
Since 1967, Freeport Oil Company Limited has been dedicated to fueling growth and prosperity in the Bahamas. We have been a constant pillar within the country, striving to invest and support our community through the best of times and the worst of times. For us, Full Call represents 21 years of strength and consistency, consistent leadership, consistent growth, consistent customer service. Through it all, we are resilient. Full Call, fueling growth for people.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right into the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
June is Men's Health Month, and we really want to tackle men's health issues here on Bahamas at Sunrise. As the PSA says, mental health is health also. Here to discuss this with us is Dr. Barrington Brennan. He's a marriage and family therapist. Good morning, Dr. Brennan. Welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. Loving that background.
Good morning. It's good to be here this morning. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem at all. We have been really digging a little deep into this topic all month long, but psychologically, how healthy or unhealthy are Bahamian men when it comes to this topic?
From my perspective, I would say that we are average. If I would give a number, it may be around 5. That's generally speaking. Now, according to the Pan American Health Organization report about a decade ago, males were 3 times, that's for the Bahamas, by the way, males are 3 times more likely to be hospitalized for mental health conditions than females. And that's not good. Many men, physical health, are obese, and use of substance, alcohol, tobacco, cocaine, marijuana.
That's surprising to me, because we just generally don't talk about these things. But when it comes to some of the common psychological disorders, what's driving these numbers for men?
Well, schizophrenia, based on my research, is the top of the line, or depression and bipolar, anxiety. And the schizophrenia is usually due to substance abuse, according to my colleagues at Sanders Rehabilitation Center. It could be cocaine, marijuana, maybe sometimes alcohol. And if you look around town, you would notice who are the individuals that predominantly walk the streets who are not well mentally. They're mostly males. There are some females, there are lots of males.
Oh boy, so it's been about 1.5 years now, deep into a pandemic. Prior to that, there were other challenges related to natural disasters. You know, if you live in different parts of the country, you've been experiencing some economic hardships for, in some cases, decades, right? All of this leads to different types of reactions, and in men particularly, when we talk about stress, does it manifest itself differently in men than it does in women, that causes what we would see and what you just described happening on our streets?
Yes, in the sense that we're not supposed to talk about our stress. We're not supposed to be weak. Therefore, men would have more likely to turn to alcohol or drugs or get heart problems and heart failure, other illnesses, because we're not supposed to talk about it. It's a sign of weakness to talk about your mental, or to admit you're having challenges rather, and so we don't talk about it. And we can emphasize here, as you said in the beginning, we have to find ways of promoting that mental health is health too. You know, the stomach is ill, we say we have gas or ulcers. The heart has problem, we say we have heart failure. The kidney, we go get dialysis. Now, when the brain is sick, we see something else, we crazy or stupid. That has to change. The brain is a literal organ, just like the stomach. And that's why I like to think about it not just as mental health, but brain health. Okay, the physical things that goes on to the brain due to internal outside source impact that impacts the health of the brain, or how we respond or react to things around us.
How I mean, self-diagnosis is sometimes always the hardest, but how would a person know, especially a man, know whether or not he is actually challenged, whether or not he has some mental health issues to address?
Well, let me hasten first to say this. We men, generally speaking, in the Bahamas, here too I'm speaking, are not taught to get in touch with our feelings.
Right.
We're not supposed to admit weakness. We are taught to be in charge of others, not in charge of ourselves. So what determines a male is the amount of people he controls or speak down to, not speak with. And so that's the challenge we have with males, generally speaking, by the way, because we have lots of healthy males in the country, but this is far too prevalent regarding men's mental health and men's physical health. And I think they relate, because we are not supposed to talk about our pain. So therefore it'll impact our physical health, whether it is our kidneys or our hearts or other illnesses in our bodies, because we're not getting in touch with our souls, so to speak. We're not supposed to express. We're not supposed to talk. We're not supposed to feel. And we drown those feelings with alcohol. You know, we don't smoke in this country hardly. We drink. We drown ourselves with alcohol, all kinds, from whatever, Smirnoff to and the overuse of alcohol. So that's what I would share with that at this time.
So, you know, obviously communication is critical in situations just like this. But you know, what then are the next steps? You know, you've identified, or hopefully identified, that a problem does exist. What are the treatment options?
Well, first we need to encourage men to talk about health in general, health, the physical and the mental health. Second, we need to remove the stigma surrounding mental health, helping them to understand that mental health is health too. Understand the terms, the problems, that admitting someone is not well emotionally or physically is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it's a sign of strength. In our country, we quickly, which may be diminishing a little bit, we quickly go to the word we uses in general purpose. And we need to dispel the myths about mental illness or mental health. And mental health is health too. It's healthy, it's okay, it's normal, it's right for men to talk about their feelings or lack of feelings. Mental health is health too.
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you talk to?
You talk to, oh, good. You got to talk to yourself. Men are not supposed to talk to themselves, they have to first admit, all right? Then listen to your peers or your friends around you who are honest with you. Seek professional help. That is a psychologist, a psychiatrist. Go to the mental health clinics. There is a public mental health clinic here. Or go to professionals like myself or others and that are around us. We have quite a bit who have private offices. Some have more public offices. And we're here to help. We're not here to criticize. We're not here to look down on you. We're here to encourage, mold, and fashion and help you. Help men to become better persons. The more men are able to talk about their weaknesses, the stronger they will become. The more they deny their weaknesses, the more failure they will achieve. So be successful, men, by admitting your vulnerability and admitting your weaknesses. Seek help. Look in the yellow pages. Look in the directory. Call. Look on the internet and seek for mental health help. Mental health help. And there is hope there if you can do that.
Absolutely. And if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for the persons you love, right?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. Barrington Brennan, marriage and family therapist, for being back on Bahamas at sunrise. I mean, that background just looks so real there, man.
It's a picture I took. It's a picture I took not too long ago in nearby beach, and I love it.
Yeah, yeah. Good, good. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You're watching Bahamas at sunrise. We'll be right back.
Well, folks, we want to thank you for joining us this morning on Bahamas at Sunrise. Certainly a wide range of conversations, Phil. We spoke originally with our police officer who talked to us about those romantic crimes. And we talked with Dr. Brennan talking about mental health. And you can see why, Phil, these things can happen, right?
Yeah, you take nothing for granted. And times have changed, really. The world has changed. I mean, I guess you're right. We kind of are taking it a little bit for granted that everything is okay or that everything is getting better. Mental health is health too.
Yeah, it is. It is. And one of the things I'm grateful for in my generation in particular is that we are aware of mental health. And I'm a woman, right? So I can't live a man's experience. And that's why I'm not able to speak for that population. But certainly I know in the female community, we talk about mental health often. We talk about needing therapy. We talk about needing counseling. We talk about trauma. And so I'm very happy that this generation, one of the benefits of the openness of the internet and the openness of our ability to share is that people have been sharing those stories and talking about the things that happen to them and then seeking help for it, right? Not just leaving it there as bonding over trauma, but trying to get better from it. And so I hope and pray that more young men have the opportunity to recognize that they are not alone in the battle, that it is the same way our stomachs can get upset or hurt are the same way that our brains can. And then we just process that. And so, yeah, this is an important conversation. And I'm happy that we get to do it here on Bahamas at Sunrise.
Yeah, I'll simply say amen to that.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for us today. And so we hope that you'll join us again on Monday, God sparing life, and that you'll have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you then.
All right, make it a safe one as well. Bye.